Hi everybody, Pastor Kirk here. It's Thursday night. It's dark and cold, and I've been here since 6:30 this morning. I'm just telling you to garner a little sympathy. Hey, 7 quick what do you look, what? Just there. 7 quick reminders for this coming Sunday, okay? Pledge cards, congregational meeting, angel tree, upward prayer partners, and then tickets for the Christmas kickoff lunch, the Christmas tea, and the Christmas concert. 7 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This Sunday is Pledge Sunday. Did you receive our stewardship letter in the mail? I think it's been a little slow getting out, but inside that letter is a pledge card. Fill it out, bring it in, and we're going to present them all to the Lord as an act of worship. We'll have blank cards in the pews if you haven't received your letter by this weekend, and calculators will be on hand to help you compute your tithe. Hey, between services, we're going to have a quick congregational meeting in the worship center at let's say 10 a.m. to elect next year's deacons. It should just take, I'm saying 5 minutes or less, and we need 150 people for a quorum, okay? Next week, we all go over the river and through the woods to celebrate Thanksgiving with our families. So safe travels, everybody. Please drive safely. Leal and I, we're heading up to Reading, where our daughter Jenny recently moved, and grandchild number is due to be born next week. A home delivery. Leila assisting. Nurse Leila. She's taking her catcher's mitt. She's also volunteered to cook the holiday dinner up there. Wouldn't that be a kick if the one labor and the other happened on Thursday? But what a great Thanksgiving gift. Hey, I'm going to be back the Sunday following, November 25th, for our big Christmas kickoff celebration. And yes, it is that time of year again. Arise and Classic service will worship together in the sanctuary at 9 o'clock. 3 different choirs are singing, plus puppets. Wow. Tim is preaching. The luncheon and the gingerbread party follow the SML service, around noon. This is one of our most fun and boisterous church family events for all ages, grandparents and grandkids and everybody in between. I'm serious, everybody. I plan to tithe my leftover Halloween candy, which I can't find right now. Not my Almond Joys, but for sure my Baby Ruths, Wendy says, please buy your lunch tickets this Sunday in the cafe. And speaking of tickets, Gloria, our annual Christmas concert, is just 2.5 weeks away. Saturday, December 8 at 2, Sunday, December 9 at 6:30. And you can pick up your free tickets this week in the cafe or in the church office. And a ticket guarantees you priority seating. We're going to seat everybody who's got a ticket first. And Christmas concert seats fill up quickly. Speaking of quickly, what are the 7 things again that you're supposed to remember for this Sunday? Number 1 is pledge cards. Number 2 is congregational meeting. And then in no particular order, angel tree, the upward prayer partners, and tickets for the Christmas kickoff lunch, Christmas tea, and the Christmas concert, How many of those did you get? Because 4 out of 7 is a passing grade. By the way, our elders had a special session meeting this week to finish voting on the proposed new Christian education wing. And they voted overwhelmingly to go forward with building the new CE building for our children and youth, which will also house, at least for now, our church administration. And they also voted to launch a capital campaign right after Easter next year to finance it. The plan is we'll probably break ground in June 2014 and then finish and dedicate the building September 2015. This is the future coming true. This building has been our dream for over 10 years, and it is crucial to our strategy for reinventing FOPC as a family church for the next generation. You know, as we joyfully prepare our congregation for this very challenging legacy project, we also bid a sad farewell to Jim Van Maren, who passed away this last week. Jim played a huge role in building our sanctuary and our Family Life Center, and his memorial service will be here at Fair Oaks Press on Saturday, 11 o'clock. Pastor Henry is officiating. Jim's passing, coinciding with the beginning of our CE building project, is one more signal of the baton of faith being passed on to the FOPC's next generation. And then with December coming comes Advent, and our theme this year is, what are you waiting for? We're waiting for a Messiah. That's right out of Isaiah. We're waiting for Jesus' second coming. That's right out of 1 Thessalonians. God himself is waiting like a patient father. Reminds you of the prodigal son story. And finally, a young girl named Mary is waiting 9 months for a miraculous birth that changes the history of the world. Those are our 4 Advent themes. Imagine if you had to wait 1,000 years for Christmas to come. Would you give up? You know, what we're waiting for, sometimes desperately, passionately, relentlessly, confidently, what we're waiting for, that is our hope. What do we really hope for? And is it a worthy object of our soul? We're going to be talking about that all through Advent. This year, Christmas Eve options are 3 services: family service at 4 p.m. Tim is preaching. Traditional service, 7 p.m. Yours truly preaching. And contemporary service, 9 p.m. New John preaching, also known as Second John, John Neuwinschwander, 9 p.m. And as we near the end of November, we also near the end of our Old and Testament readings. Our 15 Minutes with God brings us to, the 12 minor prophets, not to be confused with the 7 dwarfs, who also were minors, and the book of Revelation, also known as Apocalypse Now. How often do you get to read Obadiah and Nahum? Really? Seriously? And do you say Revelations instead of Revelation? See, it's time to get it right. And do you think when you read it, you're finally going to understand it this time? This week we also started reading James, and in 2 weeks we read Jude. And here's a pop quiz. What Old Testament guys were James and Jude named after? Number 2, what other New Testament guys had the same names? And number 3, what New Testament guy were James and Jude both related to? Okay? Answers come at the end of this message. Anyway, to all you faithful Bible readers, stick with it. We're in the home stretch, okay? And then when we're done, guess what we'll do next year? We'll read it again. Okay? That's everything. I always try to think of something amusing or inspiring to include, like a shirtless photo. What do you think? Me on my summer vacation. But my staff insisted that would be tasteless. Their exact phrase, I believe, was frighten the horses. You know, every now and then you have to yield to your staff or they think you never listen. Besides, I don't really have any photos like that. Leala deletes them all, which is one more thing you can be thankful for this coming week. Philippians 1:3. I thank my God every time I remember you, church. In all my prayers for all of you, I always pray with joy because of your partnership in the gospel from the first day until now. Anyway, I love you guys. See you in church.